Hello, wonderful people. Well, it is that time of the week where you and I get to sit and have very important conversations. Hey, girl, how you doing? Well, this is the dish on MX24. My name is Miriam Mensah, and yes, like I said earlier, it is that time of the week where you and I get to sit, have conversations with progressive women, women who are giving. And in that giving, do you know how they receive in return? Their communities being built, their lives being changed by seeing other people's lives being changed. And so stay right here with me. I told you that this season of the dish is impactful. In fact, I don't know how. I have to look for a different name for impact. And it has to be a humongous name. Help me with it. Find it. Let's share it with it here on the dish. I am super excited to delve into this conversation today because, again, yet again, it's not cliche now, but I tell you what, the conversations we have before the cameras go live, they are powerful. And one of these days, I think I need a live audience so they can experience that moment because it changes everything for me. In fact, it sets the tone for a wonderful conversation. Again, you're welcome to the dish right here on MX24. Well, if you're just getting here and you're meeting us for the very first time, you're welcome guests. Well, very soon you're going to be a family member. But let me walk you through the room. If you've never watched the dish before, the dish is a vibrant, inspiring show that celebrates women, their stories, and the impacts they make. Each week, we bring you meaningful conversations that spotlight leadership, purpose, and transformative power of women. This season, our theme is women who give. Communities, of course, they give communities that gain because when women invest in their people, share knowledge, and create opportunities, entire communities benefit and thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Miriam Mensah. It is my absolute pleasure to navigate this journey with you. My guest, she is fire. She's beautiful. She's very intelligent. Because listen, the way we started this conversation already, I'm not sure if we will stay on course, but I trust you that we will stay on course. I want to say a big thank you to the GC brand and to Telecel for holding us down. We're super excited to be here. Every single time we come here, we're having these conversations because Telecel Cash says that your money deserves the safest home. And whenever you work so hard for that money, it has to be in the safest place. And Telecel Cash is providing that. Now, the GC brand says it's all about you. Your baby, daddy, and mommy are all taken care of under the GC brand. Looking for a perfectly stronger, healthier, and a beautifully straight hair without irritation on your salon relax and retouch days? Then try the new BO16 Nola hair relaxer and thank me later. The BO16 specially crafted 3-in-1 formula strengthens and then also straightens. Your hair will look very straight and silky and protects your hair, leaving it with long-lasting smoothness and a radiant shine. It is gentle on your scalp and enriched with shea butter, coconut oil, and olive oil to nourish your hair. In just 3 steps, you experience silky hair you've never seen before. It's a dream you've always been having. BO16 gets you that. Choose BO16 Nola Hair Relaxer for a gentle yet powerful transformation that lasts. Now that is wow. Yes, so it is available at all beauty stores and of course supermarkets near you. New BO16 Nola Hair Relaxer. Express yourself. The GC brand. It is all about you. Now tonight's guest is a wellness advocate. She's an entrepreneur and a coach whose work is transforming how people approach health, self-care, and personal well-being. Her professional journey began in the travel industry in 1997 as a certified travel consultant after earning a diploma in airline passenger handling from the travel school in Atlanta. And she built a valuable experience across different sectors within the travel industry. Driven by a lifelong passion for beauty, grooming, and wellness, she later transitioned into entrepreneurship and founded her own spa and wellness business in 2014. Where were you? Right. Today, through Ariel's Wellness Coaching, she provides personalized wellness, self care, and lifestyle programs designed to help individuals live healthier and more balanced life, something we all need. She's also the founder of Accessorize, a fashion and personal image brand that reflects her unique approach to style, confidence, and self expression. Now, over the years, she has worked with respected organizations including Total Energies, Parliament of Ghana, MTN, Passion Air, Huawei, Access Bank, UMB Bank, Development Bank Ghana, Labadi Beach Hotel, and many others. Known widely as Ariel, the Wellness Coach, she is certified wellness coach, health coach, and currently the only certified menopause coach in Ghana. The only one. There's only one, and she is. Her mission is simple yet powerful to help people embrace wellness as a way of life and unlock their full potential. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to my couch, rolling on the floor, clapping, shouting, Ariel the Wellness Coach. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me
No,
here.
thank you so much for coming. Now, I mean, how old are you? 16?
15.
Yeah, 15. I thought like next week is your 16th birthday.
It's my 16th birthday, yeah.
Yes. Wow. So I'm reading your profile and I'm looking at how long ago you were working. Please tell us your real age. Not
You want to know?
the real age. I promise it will guide this interview. I
Okay,
promise.
53.
Now that's it for the show this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I have totally enjoyed this conversation. I have totally enjoyed this conversation. It was fantastic having you, Ariel.
Thank you for having me.
We can now go.
We can.
This is an embarrassment to me. Look at me. I look like I'm, what, 72?
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
My goodness. You could pass for a 13-year-old, I promise, or 20. Let's just give it 20.
Thank you so much.
And you're really living your name and the title you put on yourself, wellness. You're really looking absolutely stunning. You don't look 53. You know this. I don't have to even tell you. You know. But thank you so much for joining us on the show. Let's delve right into this big conversation. And hopefully we're able to guide a young girl today. Right. Now, your career began in the travel industry before transitioning into wellness and entrepreneurship. What inspired that shift?
Okay. In fact, that conversation alone can take all the time.
Do you understand? Yeah.
I'll try and make it as short as I can.
Please.
So my career started in travel. So I worked with a couple of airlines.
Yes.
I was interacting with customers all the time. And I loved it. I wanted to be a lawyer, actually. But back then, there was only one university. If you don't get in, then that's it. I needed to just find another route. And that was where I landed by destiny or design. But I loved the job. But naturally, I was an avid reader. I read a lot.
Yeah.
And I love the good life.
Yes.
I love the good space of life. So in 2003 or 2001, I actually had a vision of myself owning a wellness space. The name wellness was not part of the conversation back then for me. Just having a space where people come to take care of themselves, have massages, do their hair and all that, and just help them to look good and feel good and improve their health and their well-being.
Right.
And so I wrote everything down in 2002. Wow. It never happened. It was off the conversation for a very long time. But what actually led to me moving into that space was I was working with Virgin Atlantic, and they were rolling out of Ghana, so I was becoming redundant. And I was like, well, I've had this vision for a very long time. Why don't I look at it at this time and go into my spa, the vision I had for spa and all that. So I did. Every penny I had saved over the years from working from 97 till that 2013, I decided I'm going to invest everything into a wellness and beauty spa. So I started and I had a consultant and I went on and on and on and I opened the salon and the spa in 2014. But what actually led to the wellness bit was not actually the spa. It was my own life experiences and the space I found myself, and knowing that this is not the kind of life I wanted to live. I didn't think that life was supposed to be this hard. I didn't think like life was supposed to be all this.
Yeah.
No, no,
Running
no, no, no.
around, getting
Yeah,
things done. It's not
I
it.
felt like life was supposed to feel good.
Good.
And so that side of me was very strong, calling me to find a way to live life as good as possible. But it wasn't happening because a lot of things around that time, including my marriage, which played a huge role for what I became, was that you didn't have that space to be yourself and do things the way you like. A lot of society, marriage, expectations, was all part of it. So even at the time I was opening the spa, it wasn't so much because I was a wellness coach then. I wasn't a wellness coach then.
Yeah.
But I had that vision of helping people to take good care of themselves to live well.
Yeah.
But in 2006, I had a big shift in my awareness. I was depressed, which had been the story for a very long time. Then I had my son and I went into postpartum depression as well. And so the two space was very difficult for me. But like I said, I read a lot. So I started reading a book and it started shifting my awareness. And I started asking myself, so if today, with all this unhappiness, sadness, depression, everything, if I die today, whoops, I'm gone, it's done. But I said, that's not why the kind of life I want to live. Now, one thing I learned in that book was taking responsibility. I was like, so I can take charge. I can. It was a big one for me, and I couldn't believe it that I can take charge. I can be responsible for me.
Yeah.
I can. So from 2006, I started another journey of transformation. And by 2012, when I see people, I look at them, I'm like, some people are not getting something right. People are making life too hard than it's supposed to be. So I had shifted from who I was in 2006, broken, depressed, in all that. By 2012, I was in the same situation, but the way it used to affect me was different because I take ownership of my life. My choices became different. I got awareness on how to manage my world, my space, and set boundaries. So the whole thing was the same. The situation was the same. The environment was the same, but I was a different person living in that same environment. And so how it was affecting me back then was no more like that. And it was like a light opening for me. And in 2012, I started feeling like there's something I want to tell people. So on and on, I opened the spa. Virgin decided to make me redundant. I opened the spa, but I was just selling the aesthetics of wellness when I had the spa. In 2015, I was doing my marketing myself, writing and doing my posts and everything, everything because I had worked for a long time. So
You had.
So I decided to read about wellness one day. My spa was Ariel Saving Beauty, Wellness, and Grooming. I didn't say Ariel Saving Salon and Spa. No. Beauty, Wellness, and Grooming. So one day, I said, let me read about wellness and do a post on wellness. Though I've been attaching wellness to all the therapies we were doing. That was an aha moment for me. That was a big light bulb for me. It was like, oh God, this is the lifestyle I had created from 2006 to now. Because when I started, I didn't know there was anything called wellness way of living. I didn't know what I was doing was called self-care. So it wasn't that I saw somebody do something or I knew somebody doing wellness. No, it was just my whole life transformation experiences that led me to that awareness of, ooh, there's a good way of living. And that is what I had cultured to save myself. And now I can let people know about it. So that was where I started. And then I decided to go get certified. Even then, I didn't know there was a certification. I just started searching. If there's something called wellness, then there should be a wellness coach. I started searching. I started searching for schools. I started finding schools. I started applying and on and on and on and on and on. And then I had to close the spa and take on wellness coaching full time. That's where we are. So it was a journey. It's just a life journey that brought me, that shifted me through it all and brought me here.
I told someone, I think it's about a week ago, that sometimes let things die. Let them end.
Yeah. Very, very
Stop
important.
being the reason why God is suffering on here, because sometimes we suffer God too much.
It's true.
The universe is unlocking a new version
Exactly.
of you.
Always.
But you're stuck here. You don't want to move. You're not allowing that version of you to die. So even though you're doing all of this work, you'll be stressed out because you're holding on to something that let it go.
Let it go. Yeah.
Let that life
Absolutely
go.
true.
This was your baby.
It was my baby. My whole life investment. I didn't even take one cedi. I didn't make $100 profit from all the dollars I invested. None.
Did you leave smiling or like, oh God, I know you, I trust you, I'm going?
So, no, I didn't cry.
Okay.
I was at peace. It was difficult to get to the place where I said, let me let it go. It was difficult. I tried to get all the support, a partner, the whatever. I went to the banks. It still didn't work. And I was still working when I had a spa. I was still doing 8 to 5 when I had a spa.
Oh, wow.
So I was posted to Takoradi to work, and I was in solitude because I was alone. And after work, I'll go to the hotel and I'll be with myself or go to the beach and walk. And I was processing what I was going through with my business. And I started shifting and making peace with the transition and accepting that this is where it's going. But I have another thing. Now I have wellness coaching. Because while I had a spa, I got certified as a wellness coach 2016. And then 2017, the spa was closing down. So I let go of the spa and I held on to the wellness as a lifestyle, not as a service of come and have a massage. Because wellness is more than a session of a massage.
You're saying something here. Let me see if we can break it down so that it gives clarity to me and to my audience. You were holding on to wellness. You had gotten your certificate. You had been certified. You were ready to move on to the next phase. But because you were aware of the ending of this chapter of yours. But do you think that it was a little easier to move on because you had something you're holding on to? And if you didn't have that, would it have been a bit more difficult?
It wasn't so much because I had something to hold on to, because what I had was also not something physical that I was going to sell. It was something that was in my head, an idea that I could make your life better, you could be happier, you could be well.
It could have worked,
it couldn't have worked. But what made it easier was a core understanding in my life of letting things go and being aware that I can always grow, change and grow. That soundness in my spirit, or an awareness I have that this is not an ending of me. The same thing happened to me when I was being redundant at Virgin Atlantic. I had this openness. I was like, oh, the whole world is mine again. People going through redundancy can be, afraid and worried. But if I can tell you this journey from my redundancy till I open the spa, it's another inspiring story. So I had this knowing that the fact that I'm letting go of the spa is not the end of me. I can be rebirthed, I can transform, I can change, I can grow.
It was rebirth.
It was a new rebirth of who I can become. So it wasn't so much because I was certified. But then I knew I can move on with that. And I was stuck for over a year knowing I was certified because I realized nobody was talking about wellness the way I was coming to talk about it. So I was stuck. I was afraid. I was like, who am I to come tell people I can give you something to let your life be as easy? Would they even believe me? So I had this imposter syndrome thing, and I sat there for a year. I had to now go look for coaches, read about some, I mean, what people have gone through to move up from, to get motivation, and before I started doing my master classes. So it's wellness is more about how you think.
It's the work,
The bigger work is
done
here.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Making peace with the ending
Yeah.
and preparing for the beginning, waiting a whole year to get it started, to even kick it off the ground. Tell me that waiting process, that waiting room for 1 year. What was it like?
Thank God I was still working. As I said,
Yes.
when I closed down the spa, I still had a job, so I was going to work and coming. But a big part of me was like, so now I have a certificate. I've closed the spa. What next? And I was afraid. I know what I want to do, but yet I was afraid to do it. But fortunately, I had a very a friendship with the CEO of Sunny FM there.
Okay.
So I had said a lot of wellness things on radio while I had the spa.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation of what wellness was all about. And the 1 year of waiting was difficult because I didn't know where to start from. That was the difficulty.
Yes.
If I was a fitness coach, I'll jump to the
You
gym.
jump to the gym.
If I was a nutritionist, or I would talk about food. But this one, it was nothing that I could say I'm going to the gym to. So it was difficult to first say I'm doing a program to teach about wellness and self-care. So I had to go read about Richard Branson, read from other coaches, go on and look for motivational quotes, things to just get me to know that, yes, I am able to do this. So it was difficult, but I knew I needed to go through stages to get there. So I gave myself the peace or the time. Let me say, I give myself patience and time to transition the journey till I felt the big courage to say that I am having a self-care masterclass. And that was the first one I did. And that has been how it all started after the spa.
This is a story of resilience. This is a story of self belief. And so far, so great. I have seen how one young girl is sitting out there and is looking at like am stuck. I don't feel like everything I've gone to nursing school, I've gone to journalism school. I met a group of journalists, I think about a week ago. They came to cover an event, and after the event we had a quick talk. And whilst we were having the conversation, we're like, Juma wait dear. And yeah, Juma didn't empty. And I'm saying Debbie, that's a wrong notion.
Exactly.
I've done this for 13 years. It's only in this year that I felt seen. 13 years. So don't even, you just started a year ago. You just graduated from journalism school and you're crying. Relax, relax, wait. It is that you have to build on every single opportunity that you're being given. And so thank you. Thank you for sharing. Now, many people associate wellness only with diet and exercise. What important aspect are overlooked every single time?
A lot of them.
Okay.
And I think the first time I started introducing myself as Ariel the Wellness Coach, people ask me, oh, where's your gym? Oh, so you have to help me to break this down and all that. Everybody thought of it as the physical,
weight loss journey.
the weight loss journey, the diets. But the wellness is bigger than that, you know. It's wellness is multidimensional. Okay. So yes, the gym is part of it, the exercise is part of it, the good food is part of it. But to answer the question you're asking, which part is people, a lot of us neglecting or overlooking, I think it's more about the spiritual wellness and also the environmental wellness.
The what? The
spiritual wellness
and the environmental wellness.
Yes.
This one, when did you include this to the curriculum?
Yeah, there are 8 dimensions of wellness, and those are part of the 2 dimensions of wellness I think a lot of people overlook. Yeah. And so to elaborate on environmental wellness is about how we interact with the spaces, the environment at large, the country, your home, your workspaces, the people around you. every environment, even your mind, your mental space is an environment, how you interact with these spaces, how you share your energy with these spaces, and how the spaces you interact affect you. So even that comes straight to the people you even hang out with is an environment and how they impact you. The kind of conversation you're listening to with people, where you are going, where you're spending your time. It's all part of environmental wellness. And even our spaces, our homes, how we keep our homes. Is it cluttered? Is it I mean, clean? All that. And then outside your physical spaces, the toxins, all those things, they are all parts of environmental wellness. And then when we talk about spiritual wellness, which I think people also overlook, is the fact that your values are your candle. Your values are your light, are your helps you to navigate your choices, your decision making. So if you don't understand your values, then you're not living a spiritual life, because spirituality is about the choices you make in every single minute right now. It's not just the activity of fellowshipping or being part of a group, which is part of it, but not in itself all of it.
All of it,
So
yeah.
understanding your values and appreciating that there's a bigger force behind the universe, and life is good and purposeful, shifts the way you make your choices. So these two areas are the areas I think a lot of people
Overlooking.
overlook.
Yeah.
And there may be intellectual wellness, yeah, and also intellectual wellness. People think if I'm doing this, that's it. But there's always room for improvement. You can keep expanding the more you
Yeah.
open up yourself for awareness in different aspects of your life. Yeah.
So you could be great at one thing, but the possibility of you being great at many things is
It's
that you need
also
to
possible.
explore. You need to
Exactly.
take care of your
Exploring.
intellects as well.
Yeah, take care of your
Wow.
intellect as well. Yeah.
Wow. So there's spiritual wellness, there's
Mental
environmental wellness,
wellness.
and then there's intellectual wellness.
Yes. And
This
there are 8 of them. Do you want to know them
Oh,
all?
when we come back from this break,
Okay,
you're gonna.
sure.
So now we have three now.
Yeah, we have
We
3
have
now.
three. Keep the three. Write it down, and I keep telling you, we're learning and growing together. So don't come here without a pen and a paper, or a pen and a book, or your tab, or your phone, picking notes. Because I'm not having this conversation because I'm a beautiful woman, or my guests are beautiful, or we just have cameras in the room and we want to. No, we're having this so that our next generation of women will be better equipped for any conversation there is. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. You're welcome back from that break. This is still the dish on MX24. My name is Miriam Mensah. My guest is Ariel, and she has been. People, I need a minute. I need a minute because she has thrown missiles all over the place. Now the entire building is shaking, but we'll continue shaking the tables until a woman finds herself and become the best version of herself. Because I'm telling you what, once you become the best version of yourself, the environment you live in, which is also very important, begins to benefit from you. The healthier you, the healed you, it's way more attractive, like I always tell you. But before we get into our conversation back with Ariel, discover Baby Boy and Baby Girl, your ultimate baby care solution. Each kit includes a baby powder, cream, pomade, head to toe shampoo and wash, lotion, oil, cologne, bar soap, and a bonus sponge with every purchase. Now, every item is meticulously crafted for healthy, beautiful, and soft baby skin. Choose the blue for baby boys and the pink for baby girls. Don't mix it. Blue for baby boys, pink for baby girls. Baby boy, baby girl, everything you need to keep your baby happy and well cared for. Available now for loving parents like your beautiful self. I know that it's stressful to pick this from here, pick that from here, but when you have the kit, you have it all in one space. The GC brand, it is all about you. Now, you're recognized as Ghana's only certified menopause coach, which, or let me just say that, which is absolutely fantastic. But what inspired you to focus on this very important area?
Um, I'm in menopause.
Oh, yes, it's 50. Yeah. My mother is also, no wonder this one is becoming troublesome. Sorry.
So I knew about menopause, I think, when I was 29, but I didn't pay any attention to it.
It's
It was
real, eh?
way back there. But when I started menopause when I was 48, and as a wellness coach, and all the tools and resources and practices I have, and all the things I do, and what I experienced and what I went through, I was like, no way. For those who don't understand or know what it is and what is happening, this is going to be a very, very difficult space for women. And then I started reflecting and realized in the past, women are always having issues. They were called names. When our mothers grow, they talk too much. Even in some regions, people are, banished and called witches and all kinds of things. And most of these symptoms that they were going through, that is making them sound abnormal, or people wonder what the heck is wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right now you were okay, right now you are crying and all that, was simply menopausal symptoms. Now, I could have been coaching people through menopause as a wellness coach, but I wanted the certification so that I'll get authority to be able to help women in particular going through menopause. And so my own journey through perimenopause to menopause to postmenopause actually made me decide I'm going to get certified in addition to being a wellness coach to support women more in that universal transition. I mean, it's a universal transition for
is.
every woman. But and what I realized is every woman can deny their wellness journey, but you can't deny your menopausal journey. And
You
it's
don't
a
get to make that
journey.
choice.
Yes, you don't get to make that choice. And I realized it's a choice that infinite intelligence, God, has given us to wake us up to ourselves. And if we are not well prepared, that stage too will pass. We'll struggle, get sick, go on and on with pains here and there and wahala all over the place, and then we end up transitioning to the next world. And so I realized that that stage is so powerful for women if we embrace it, understand it, and go through the journey with more awareness and acceptance. Yeah.
Oh no, but that's really, really powerful. That's solving a really huge global issue.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think conversations about menopause is still limited in many African countries?
It's limited because the medical setting wasn't equipped to talk about menopause. I've had clients go to the hospital, they'll go with all the symptoms, doctors will do all the tests and tell them there's nothing wrong with you. And so a lot of awareness was not created in our part of the world when it comes to menopause. I got to know about menopause when I was 29 by reading the pamphlets in the US. I was 29 years. I went to the hospital. There were pamphlets all over the place. I picked them because, again, reading is a very core part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I picked things and I started reading. Even if I'm watching TV and there's crawlers, I stop watching the images and I'll be reading. It's that bad. So
No, I want it to be this bad with me. It's the
so
kind of badness I
yeah,
want.
it's bad. So I picked the pamphlets and I went home with them, and so that was when I knew that every woman. My mother is a stark illiterate. She wouldn't have told me. But when I read of that thing when I was 29, I remembered certain things my mother was going through, and I could tell, so that was why. So for me, the very day I went into menopause, the day I knew.
Oh no.
Yes, I knew. I
That
woke up
detailed.
one day and I'm like,
It's here.
this is not me. And so when you know yourself well, which is a core part of wellness, is knowing yourself. If you know yourself, nobody will tell you what to do. You will know everything you need for your health and your well-being. So I woke up one morning and I knew
This is not me.
this is not me. And this not me is not something easy, because it was And then the next day, and then several other symptoms showed up in a week. I had more than 31 symptoms in a week. And so I knew. Ask me if I went to the hospital.
Did you?
I didn't.
Why?
I knew what it was.
Yes.
I had the awareness. I knew what it was.
You were ready for it.
I wasn't ready because I was 48
Yeah.
just after lockdown. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared.
Do you think that it was a little faster because for a very long time you were not active?
No,
doing-
during COVID, I was walking all over the place. I don't think I respected the rules. If they were catching people, they would have. I'll be one of the people
were one of the people they
they
would
would catch. Yeah. No. I was very active during
Oh.
COVID. I was still going for my walks, doing my things. I was eating healthy, drinking teas because those. Actually, COVID helped me for me to come out in the limelight because from 2016 when I was doing wellness to then, people still didn't get it until COVID came. And then the whole world started talking about the wellness, the self-care, and then people started noticing what I've been talking about all the time. So I was, during the lockdown and all that, I was very, active in my practices.
yeah.
So when it happened,
You just knew.
I knew.
Now let's quickly then dive into the symptoms then. What should we be looking at? I am 32 now, and trust me.
I don't think you're going to get early onset, so relax.
No, a few weeks ago I was 25.
Okay, and
A
now
few weeks ago I was 25, and in as much as it's exciting to be growing, I think there's a little fear in there that what is ahead of me. If I woke up again, like, I woke up the other time I was 25, then I'm 32. If I wake up again and I'm 40, what does it mean?
What does it mean? Yeah.
And so please help me.
Okay.
And help my girls out there.
Okay.
What are the symptoms to look out for? Because if you got yours at 48, then it's very possible that someone can get theirs at 38.
Oh yes, there
Very well.
are people who get early onset of menopause.
Yes.
But their menses may not cease, but the perimenopause will start because their estrogen levels start fluctuating.
Yes.
And so it differs for everybody. The menopause journey is different for everybody. The symptoms too are different for everybody. The intensity of a symptom for me may not be the same for you.
Yes.
So these are some of the symptoms or the common ones that we should look out
Absolutely.
for.
Now let's
No,
so
sure,
let's get into the symptoms.
the symptoms.
Yes.
So the common ones to look out for is hot flashes.
Okay.
Is mood swings. Is joint pains. Anxiety. Sleep disturbances, and putting on weight, bloating. You're just bloating. You're not eating, but you feel like you're bloating, or putting on weight. Another one will be I mentioned joint pains.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So cravings. You can get cravings. Yeah. And another common one is you can get your skin can start changing depending on what you eat, and if you're eating healthy, you can get skin rashes. It just comes and it can go. Some people get thin hair, dry skin starts coming. And so the common one is night sweat, mood swing, hot flashes, anxiety, joint pains, and all that. And so if you know yourself well and you take good care of yourself, when these changes start coming, there's also dizzy spells. There's brain fog. And all these are perimenopausal symptoms, which can start before you go into full menopause, which is a 12 full months without your menstruation. And perimenopause can take more than 15 years for some people, 10 years for some people, 2 years for some people. So it varies for everybody. And these symptoms is all over the place. It's all over the place.
It's not like there's a structure. Like today you get this, you know that.
No, there's no structure. You don't know. Depend on one day you wake up and everything is fine because your estrogen levels are balanced and okay. But someday you get up and the fluctuation happens, and so you can just go out and be moody and just start crying or be upset and irritated or just talk too much or don't understand things or forget things. Yeah. Forget things. You can just have a brain fog and forget everything. I can be forgetful right now of your name, Marilyn. Yeah. So I have an excuse to forget, not my personal assistant.
Right now.
She has no excuse to forget.
Oh my God. This is wild.
Yeah, yeah. So if you are not aware and you are not, it's you can't be ready because you don't know when it will come.
It will come.
So the awareness is the readiness, and that is why I decided to talk about this. The awareness is the readiness. So if you have awareness and it start coming and you realize this is not me, this is the things I do. So I'm very healthy. I shouldn't be having this kind of joint pain. I shouldn't be bloating. When I eat this food in the past, I don't blow. What? Now you get awareness, you reflect quickly, and then you know. And then you know.
At that way, especially for the hot flashes, I think that's probably one of the things that scares me a lot, even for my mother, right? And so like I'm constantly trying to get her things that will keep her,
Yeah.
just in a balanced
State. Yeah.
But really and truly, are there things to do like medications to manage your menopause sessions?
Yes, there are things to do. And that is what we call a lifestyle medicine. The biggest medicine for menopause is lifestyle. Lifestyle is wellness, how you are living your life. Now, when you can prepare your lifestyle before you come into menopause if you're aware.
Yeah.
And start having your physical activity, taking care of your physical, your mental, your emotional, having good rest, managing your stress. These are the 5 core pillars. Eating well, and having a good diet. So managing hot flashes and all that, the spices, there are herbs. So you don't need to go to the hospital to be prescribed pharmaceutical medicines, but you can use lifestyle remedies, which are spices, teas, herbs, exercise,
Yeah.
movement. Let me not say even exercise, movement.
It's not about exercise.
No,
you
no,
just
no.
have
It's
to move
not
the
about.
body.
It's about movement, and having a positive outlet of your stresses because the symptoms themselves are stressful. So life is also on, and life is also was stressful with all the demands and responsibilities that we have. Now you are going to have these symptoms. If you're a high level woman working in corporate world, having all these and all the demands, you can really be spinning all over the time. So being aware and knowing that this is what is happening and I need to find tools and resources to delve through it is key. So there are supplements online. I mean, on the out there. Sorry, at the pharmacies you can buy to support your hormonal level, as well as food, movement, rest, managing your stress, eating well, and sleeping well. So these are the lifestyle medicines you can use and not necessarily take pharmaceutical medications to manage them.
Absolutely.
Now, some people's symptoms can be very extreme and they can have hormonal therapy support, which is also that's a medical procedure. It's not a procedure, medications that they can give you to help you with the hormones, because yours
to
may
manage
be
your hormones.
to manage your hormones may be extreme that just lifestyle may not support you. So first is to assess yourself and how it's coming for you and making informed decisions as to which path you are taking. But when you are ready and you're already living a wellness lifestyle where you are managing all the 8 dimensions of your life, then you are able to transition to the menopausal stage easier and a bit adaptive than if you are not.
If you're not.
If you are not. And so it is very important for women as we come into our 40s to start being very aware of the kind of lifestyle we are living. Because we are going to get to a place where the system will force you to adjust your lifestyle. And if you don't, then it becomes like life is not good. But life is still very, very good.
Good. Uh, Before I get into the very last part of our interview, let's talk about even now, as a young, let's say as a 32-year-old girl.
Yeah.
How do I prepare, whether it is diet or decisions? How do I prepare for the what ifs? So, for instance, what if you don't get married before 50? What if you turn 51 and you have your children are not around? what if your husband has the kind of job, and I'm talking like this because I'm talking about support.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if you're married now and you have your children at home, and it's okay, my son is 16 now. And so I'm thinking by the time I'm 50, yeah, not wakunya girlfriend, no
Yeah.
baby. And if I have children before 50, that they probably will be younger. And so I'm still taking care of younger kids. And I don't know the kind of husband I'm going to marry. So if my husband goes ahead of me, everybody knows the kind of man I want.
I don't know.
I do. He gotta have a little bit of gray hair. That's all. That's all. That's
Oh,
all.
really?
That's all. That's all I'm telling you.
He needs a beard as well then.
And there has to be a gray hair here. You see, you people know. You people know. So the gray hair is defining the age.
Okay.
So if we really go through with the original plan,
Yeah.
then my husband is a little ahead of me. And so my 50s will look a certain type of way.
Yeah.
It will come with responsibility, but also, self-care must, how do I prepare for this kind of life?
Okay, you just defined wellness in a way that I like defining it. Wellness is a vision. It is a vision you have of how you want your life to be and having all this. And so your self-care practices, which is like a container, are the things that you're doing to guide you to that vision.
Ooh, I'm a good student.
You're a good student, yeah. Yeah. So you have the vision that supposing it goes like this, then I'll get this kind of support.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't go like that?
Like that.
So if you have the vision, then now it's your proactive time to make choices that will lead you to that vision. And nobody can do it for you. You need to have your vision. This is the vision I want. Now, that doesn't mean you are fixed in your way. No. You are also flexible because you can accept and let go. And so life in itself is more spiritual than we say it is.
I always say this, that life is very spiritual.
So that value of being able to let go and change and accept and still be going towards your vision is what you are preparing for the time. Because yes, you may not get that man, but as you're going, you're also seeing how life is going for you. So you make choices. Let's say, so you realize you are 48 and you don't have children, and your vision was to have children. What choice will I make now? I'm 45. I don't have children. I would love to have it. How do I balance this decision, this phase, so that if I get to menopause and I don't, will I be at peace with myself? Will I be cursing the whole world? Will I be blaming somebody? Your choice now determines how your future space become for you. It has nothing to do with anybody. So if you realize I'm 40 and I don't have a husband, I don't have a child, you need to shift some beliefs. If having a child is all you want, if that is your vision, you need to shift a belief system. What beliefs is holding you back from having that child? What are the structures that have been put in place that I need to do this and before I have a child? Which one can I throw away? You decide. You set the boundaries.
That's self-care.
That is what is your self-care. So self-care is a decision-making process to a wellness vision. Self-care is not just going for a pink event, no. It's not just going for a beautiful event. When I create events, it's more about awareness for people to know how to choose every single day. Every single day. Wellness is not a one-time event and you are done. It is how you take one little step.
Every single time.
Every single
and be
time.
consistent with it.
Yes. The time is ticking. And the choice, the step you make right now is going to either let you fall the next step because there's an obstacle there or smooth. So once you have your vision, this is how I want the picture to look when I'm 75. I want to still wear my 7 inches when I'm 75. And so what do? Every choice I'm making today should be leading me to 75 and 7 inches heel. You don't get there 75 before you start trying, how can I walk in this shoe? No.
And that's what your voice is going to look like, by the way.
Exactly.
It will not be this.
You can't. How can I walk in this shoe?
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So the work is always in the present moment. And so if you understand wellness, we talk a lot about being in the present moment. Because the powerful choice you make now makes the future or the tomorrow better. Because the choice you're making now should be informed by what you want tomorrow.
You people, first of all, you have an incredible guest, but you have a badass host. That's what you should know.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What would you say in this journey was that point that you got to use like, this is the most rewarding of my journey? What was that moment?
So that moment was, I think I was having a session with a client, and she said something that I had not told her, but it's one of my values. She said, if it doesn't work out the way they want, it's their loss, not my loss. I was like, God damn it. She had been able to get a big part of all my ideology, all my framework. My framework of coaching is to empower you so much that you walk out in a certain state of freedom, that you have this awareness of who you are, that you are not afraid of anything else out there. And so that moment she told me, we were having that therapy session talking, and she said that on her own. I didn't tell her that. I've never mentioned it in the 6 sessions we've had. I felt so fulfilled. I was like, wow, I am doing something. I'm impacting life. And I've had a lot of instances like that where I see people that have come to a master class, or I've done a one-on-one coaching, or even some of my events, because at events I teach as well. And they always come back and say that, Ariel, I learned this from you. Ariel, this thing that you said. I mean, people see things and they share with me and they say, Ariel, one of my clients always said, one thing I said when she came for my 2022 retreat was that there's nothing serious going on here. Anywhere she sees
that
me,
serious.
she
Chill.
said, there's nothing serious going on here. So these, feedbacks makes me feel fulfilled a lot. And I don't think I want to do anything else than what I'm doing.
I am too happy for you. There is nothing. I've said this. The entire team will tell you. I tell them that I'm going to do everything I've said I would do.
Yeah.
I'm doing it all. The reason being that I sat one time and I looked at my mother and I knew that this is a woman, because she gave birth to me. She raised me every step of the way. I didn't live with anybody. She raised me every step of the way, and everything I know is either something she told me directly, or I didn't like about her, so I changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like it for her, so I didn't want it.
Exactly.
So she was literally my mood board, my study, my vision board, my entire life.
Yeah.
And I said to myself that I will never be this woman.
Yeah.
I'll be the best version of her.
Yeah.
Because I know that not living in all the things that you are capable of doing. Do you know we used to call her doctor at home?
You okay?
Because she knew every drug for whatever. And when you take it to the hospital, doctors will not tell you differently. Like, oh, have you taken this already? My mother gave it. So doctors, we used to go to the military hospital. So the doctors over there used to call her doctor.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Mamley, because she was just doing it all.
Dr. what?
Mamley, that's what we used to call her.
That's my name.
That is not your name.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
I'm Mamley. Oh my God. This is too much.
Okay,
And
now
I
I
have people
get
who
it.
call me Dr. Wellness.
What?
Yeah, my former boss calls me doctor. He calls me doctor. Wow.
Then you're my mother now. And she's 53,
This is
by the way.
amazing.
There we go. I just got myself the third mother. You people be losing in this life. I'm just gaining.
Wow. And that vision you had, that story you tell about how you saw your mother and said, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I made that decision way back for my children. I said, I don't want to raise my children the way I was raised.
Period.
And so I didn't raise my children the way I was raised.
Period.
At all.
At all.
At all.
My children are not going to look like me, because I know what it bees to be me.
Yep.
And I know what it takes to be me.
Yep.
And I know the struggles to be me.
Yeah. So I said, I'm not
Dr.
going to raise
Mamley,
my kids.
thank you.
We have 2 Dr. Mamleys
Now I have 2 Dr.
Wow,
Mamleys.
this is interesting.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing, guys. But I'm telling you this, I think there's a lot more people need to learn from you. If they're not already on any of your programs or masterclasses, then they're missing out. And it's time for us to all come on board and learn from the best.
Thank you.
Now, please connect us with you. When is your next event? When are you having another masterclass? How do we connect with you on social media?
Okay, so my social media handles is Ariel the Wellness Coach, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Ariel the Wellness Coach. My offices is on the Gifford Road,
Okay.
Trade Fair Road.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
And so you can book an appointment to come to our offices. It's strictly by appointment because I need to prepare for you,
Right.
not necessarily, but know that you are coming to
Yes.
be available. And if you want to call us, there's a number to reach us on as well. I'll give the number. But the whole wellness journey is a decision. So I don't only coach women. I don't only do programs. I do one-on-one coaching. I do corporate programs. I facilitate retreats. I'm also an experienced curator. So
Okay.
if you just decide I want to have an experience, you can reach out to me. I can just find your budgets, know what
Yes,
you want, and
yes.
then curate something for you. Now, my next program's coming up is that on the 24th of July, we're going to have a self-care day. That day is actually International Self-Care Day. It's supposed to be 24/7 of self-care. And the
Ooh.
date is what? 24/7.
7.
So we are going to have a program. Details will come out shortly by
Okay.
the end of this
Okay.
week.
Okay.
We'll put it on our social media handles, but definitely it's going to be a whole day of self-care, from physical to emotional to mental, movement, fun, food, connection, conversations, awareness, to shift people so that we can all understand what self-care is. Self-care is not a one-day thing. It is how you drink water, self-care. How you eat that food, self-care.
Okay.
How you put your head on the pillow, what you are thinking. Everything you're doing, it is how you are caring for yourself. And so we need to really get the understanding. So I don't only coach women, like I said, I coach men as well.
Oh.
So the men should also come.
Come.
And every
Please
woman
come.
who is transitioning their menopausal journey and having difficulty is also welcome to come. So the number to reach us on is 0243 600 899. 0243 600 899. It comes directly to me, and you get all the support that you need.
I don't know why you're wasting time. I know you've already slid into her DM, picked that number, and met her already in your mind. So all you need to do is to do that physical move. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
you have been
Thank you.
absolutely amazing. And these are the kind of conversations I love because I know that I'm going to have a minute of zen when I'm going on my way home. I know I'm going to be quiet in the car for a bit and I'm going to say, what was that? I know I'm going to have that moment, but it's always important for us to do this because you need to come out great. After this season, I want to have a whole event with all of you in here telling me about how this season, especially, has impacted your life. Thank you so much. A big thank you to the GC brand for holding us down. They say the entire family needs self care and wellness. But before, let's start from the skin. And they have every product that's been created carefully with your skin, your children's skin, daddy's skin in mind or at heart. So please grab you a GC brand and thank me later. Also, Telecel says, you're working so hard for all of that money. Well, it deserves a safe home. No stress, no worries, no long stories, just peace of mind. Dial *110# or download the Telecel Play app today and secure that money for a safe and secure transaction. Thank you so much to you, my special guest, for being always here with me. Dr. Ariel,
Thank
Mamley,
you.
thank you for coming. I'll see you again
Thank
next
you.
week for another insightful conversation. My name is Miriam Mensah. Have a fantastic evening.